Welcome and hi everyone. My name is Aina Atira Binti Azamli and my metric number is 2025199815. So today, I will be presenting my individual assignment for the subject Talent Acquisitions on the topic the rising experience requirement in entry-level recruitment and their impacts on the fresh graduates in Malaysia. Without further ado, let's begin. What if I told you that today getting a degree is no longer the hardest part of building a career? The hardest part is getting someone to give you a chance. Imagine being a fresh graduate, you studied for years, complete internships and work hard for a good result, only to open the job application and see entry-level position, minimum 2 years experience required, and suddenly one question appears. How are graduates supposed to get experience if nobody is willing to hire them first? In Malaysia, the concerning issue facing the fresh graduate today is not unemployment alone, but underemployment. According to the Department of Statistics Malaysia, approximately 35.5% of graduates are underemployment. This means many are working in jobs that do not match their qualification, skill, or even level of education. Having a degree alone is no longer enough to guarantee meaningful employment. More graduates are now competing for positions that increasingly demand prior experience, technical competency, and industry exposure. One of the major factors contributing to this problem is experience inflation. Today, many organizations prefer plug and play employees who can contribute immediately with minimal training. At the same time, artificial intelligence and automations are reducing traditional junior level of responsibility, making it harder for fresh graduates to gain workplace exposure. To understand the seriousness of this issue, it is important to examine how rising experience requirement affects not only the employee itself, which is the fresh graduates, but also organizations and the government. If left unaddressed, this issue may lead to a long-term consequences such as underemployment, talent shortage, and brain drain. Therefore, this issue deserves a greater discussions and attention among scholars due to its increasing impact on graduate employability and the future sustainability of the labor market.
So, let us first examine the impact on fresh graduates themselves. Interestingly, this issue does not only produce negative outcomes. Some graduates are now exploring alternative career pathways such as freelancing, digital platform, and startups to generate income and build experience outside traditional employment. At the same time, increasing
competition has encouraged many graduates to improve themselves. Global studies such as the World Economic Forum's Future of Job report confirm that continuous upskilling in digital and analytical skills is now essential. This pressure encourages young professionals to pursue professional certifications and postgraduate studies to remain competitive, a trend also analyzed by the research by William 2020. However, the negative impacts remain far more concerning. Many graduates are forced to accept a job unrelated to their field of study simply to survive financially. In some cases, graduates accept positions that require a low qualifications than the degree or the diploma they obtained. Over time, this creates a skill mismatch and also skill deteriorations where the knowledge and the competency developed in university gradually become less relevant because they are not being applied in the workplace. Worse, report by the Human Resource Online and the Channel New Asia CNA highlight a growing gaji cukup makan reality where up to 95.3% of fresh graduates earn below 3,000 ringgit. This financial strain forces the graduates to prioritize quick cash job over long-term career alignment. So next, beyond employees, rising experience requirement also create a significant impact on organizations. On the positive side, organizations benefit from access to more skilled workforce as graduates increasingly pursue certifications, internship, and also digital skills to remain competitive. Companies are able to recruit candidates who are more job-ready and adaptable to the workplace demands. Organizations may also experience a potential reductions in training costs because the employee already possess a basic technical and practical competency. This allows companies to focus resources on specialized development rather than a passive onboarding. However, the negative impacts are equally important. One major concern is the stagnation of innovations due to the talent underutilizations. By filtering out fresh graduates with limited experience, organizations may overlook young talent who can contribute fresh perspective, creativity, and update knowledge, which are important in fast-changing industries. In addition, organizations may eventually face a talent shortage for skill roles when fewer fresh graduates are given opportunity to enter and develop within industry. Companies weaken their future talent pipeline, making it harder to develop experienced professional and future leader in the long term. As a result, organizations may face higher turnover rates, recruitment costs, and reduced long-term competitiveness beyond the organizational challenges. This issue also creates a wider risk for the government and the national development. On the positive side, the crisis increased pressure on the policymaker to reform a higher education and strengthen a collaboration between university, industry, and the government to better align academic programs with labor market needs. As employers increasingly demand practical skills and industry experience, universities are encouraged to align the academic curricula with labor market needs through industrial training, micro-credentials, and skill-based learning. However, the long-term economic and the social consequences remain significant. When many graduates work in a gig economy or low-skill job, public investment in higher education is not fully utilized because graduates are unable to contribute according to their qualification and skills. This weakens Malaysia's progress towards becoming a high-income, innovation-driven economy. In addition, the International Labour Organization's 2024 highlighted growing dependence on temporary and gig work among youth may create a long-term social protections challenges due to unstable income, limited employment benefits, and weaker retirement security. Most concerning, Malaysia may experience increasing brain drain as skilled young talent seeks better salaries, career opportunity, and professional growth abroad, particularly in countries such as Singapore and Australia. This is from the start 2026. Over time, this may widen the domestic skill gap and reduce national competitiveness. Okay, so before we move on to the solutions, let's look at the bigger picture and the possible consequences if this issue continues in the long run. Over time, these consequences may affect the career growth of the young professionals, weaken organizational sustainability, and create wider challenges for the country economy and the competitiveness. If no action is taken, the gap between employer expectations and the realities faced by graduates may become even harder to close in the future. Okay, now, so how can this issue be addressed? Firstly, for the employee, graduates themselves must become more proactive in building experience early instead of depending entirely on formal employment opportunities. Today, this transition from university to work is no longer automatic. Students should fully utilize internship, industrial training, and university internship programs because these experiences help bridge the gap between academic knowledge and workplace expectations. At the same time, graduates can also gain practical exposure through freelancing, volunteering, leadership activities, or project work, and these experiences help to develop communications, teamwork, adaptability, and problem-solving skills that employers highly value in today's organization. In short, graduates who begin building experience earlier will have a stronger advantage in breaking the no experience, no job cycle. However, the responsibility should not fall entirely on graduates alone. Organizations must also play an active role in developing a future talent. Organizations must move away from the plug and play hiring mentality and invest more in nurturing young talents. Organizations must address the overemphasis on the prior experience in entry-level recruitment by shifting towards a skill-based hiring approach. This framework prioritizes candidate competency, problem-solving abilities, and potential rather than 3 years of experience. This which often creates a barrier for a fresh graduates to enter the labor markets. According to the World Economic Forum, skill-based hiring can expand the available talent pool by up to 10 times, allowing organizations to identify capable candidates who may be overlooked under traditional hiring filter. In practice, this can be implemented through a competency-based assessment such as technical tests or situational judgment tests during recruitment. Overall, this approach improves the job fit organization efficiency and the fairness in recruitment, while also helping to reduce graduate underemployment. Okay, finally, the government plays a crucial role in addressing this issue through a stronger collaboration between university, industry, and the policymaker, also known as a Halleck collaboration approach. At the national level, the government acts as a key enabler by implementing policies and platforms that improve graduate employability. requirements. For example, PKSO, My Future Job platform helps graduates connect with a suitable job opportunity while also providing career guidance and employability support to the graduates. From the industry side, organizations such as Petronas and Bank Negara Malaysia contribute to a structured graduate development program. For example, Petronas Proteach Graduates Employability Enhancement Scheme provide structured training, mentorships, and industry exposure, while Bank Negara Malaysia Kijang Graduates Program offer the job rotations, professional training, and leadership development across different departments. So, this initiative helps to break the gap between academic learning and workforce expectations. Meanwhile, university also play an essential role by aligning academic programs with current industry needs. So this includes integrating micro-credential industry training and project-based learning into curricula to ensure graduates are equipped with a relevant skill and real-world exposure. Through stronger collaboration with industry partners, university can better prepare students for the demands of the labor market. Through this coordinated effort between government, industry, and academia, graduates can become more ready, reducing employers' reliance on prior experience as the main hiring requirement. Overall, this discussion shows a rising experience requirement in entry-level recruitment are no longer a small hiring issue, but a growing workforce challenge that affects employees or graduates, organizations, and the national development. Therefore, addressing this issue requires a collective effort from graduates, employees, organizations, university, industry, and policymakers. Graduates must continuously upskill themselves and gain practical exposure, while organizations should adopt more inclusive, skill-based hiring practice instead of relying too heavily on prior experience. At the same time, university and the government must strengthen industry collaborations and employability initiatives to better prepare graduates for a current labor market demand. By strengthening cooperation between all stakeholders, Malaysia can create a more inclusive, sustainable, and future-ready employment ecosystem for the next generation. So that's all for me. Thank you.